morning, Aiboan and Vanakkam. Today marks a momentous occasion where we bridge the gap between education and employment. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the inaugural career fair of the Open University of Sri Lanka, TalentLyft-2023. The career fair today was preceded by a series of educational workshops designed to shed knowledge on career development, personal grooming, presenting, and leadership.
TalentLyft 2023, organized by the Career Guidance Unit with the collaboration of the Young Inventors Club and students spanning all faculties. We are thrilled to present this platform that showcases the brightest minds of our university, and it provides an opportunity to meet with industry leaders, exchange ideas, and explore potential career paths. And we would like to note that this event would not be a success with our sponsors who have joined hands with us. We have MAS Holdings as the platinum sponsor, CR British Academy as the gold sponsor, and ACCA as the silver sponsor. And I'm sure we all can't wait to kickstart the inaugural ceremony of TalentLyft Career Fair 2023.
To mark this momentous occasion, I'd like to invite the following distinguished guests to light the traditional oil lamp. The guest of honor, the CEO of Dilma Tea, Mr. Dilhan C. Fernando. The Vice Chancellor of the Open University of Sri Lanka, Professor P.M.C. Tilakaratne. Representatives from CR British Academy, representatives from ACCA, Ms. Sandamali Ranasinghe from MAS Holdings, the Dean of the Faculty of Engineering Technology, Dr. H.G.P.A. Ratnavira, the Dean of the Faculty of Natural Sciences, Professor G.W.A.R. Fernando, the Dean of the Faculty of Management Studies, Professor N. Abesekara, the Dean of the Faculty of Education, Dr. Ms. D.V.M. De Silva, the Dean of the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, Professor D.D.A. Priyaratna, the Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences, Dr. B.S.S. De Silva, the Registrar, Mrs. Vindhya Jayasena, the Bursar, Dr. W.M.K.G.A. Vikramasinghe, the Director of the Career Guidance Unit, Dr. Chamila Dias, and representatives from the Career Fair Organizing Committee.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. As said by one wise person, dancers are called the messengers of the god. So, before the inauguration of this glamorous occasion, let us invoke the blessings of the divine gods. And for that, let me invite the following talented students of our university to present a welcome dance. So, we have Salani Keshika, Savani Dilshani, and Sachani Utpala from the Computer Engineering Degree Program, and Himali Aberatna from the Textile Engineering Degree Program. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome them on this stage.
Thank you for that colorful dance by engineering students. Now for today's welcome address. Today's welcome address will be given by the brains behind TalentLyft-2023. She's a young inventor, a patent holder. Please put your hands together for the director of the Career Guidance Unit, Dr. Chamila Dias.
Good morning to all of you. It's my great pleasure as the director of the Career Guidance Unit to welcome you all to the inauguration session of the Career Fair of the Open University of Sri Lanka. This is the first career fair of the OUSL hosted as a result of exceptional hard work and drive. Perhaps the fact that the OUSL is perceived as an adult university or an educational space occupied by the students who are already creating wealth in the mainstream commerce might have been the mitigating reason for not focusing on an initiative such as this in the past. Yet, OUSL is also the youth university with high potential, those who can make a critical difference to the patterns of commerce. It is also a learning space for students who seek career change and promotion. From engineering to health, then natural sciences to management, to humanities and social sciences, OUSL is a veritable fertile soil for the potential employer seeking skills, talent, and lifelong innovation. For the OUSL students, a career fair is more than a forum for job hunting, but rather than it's a forum for learning about the needs of the real world outside academic spaces. Commerce and education meet each other under unpredictable circumstances. Meeting such challenges in the job market requires more than just paper qualification, but the well-known cliches like innovation and skills. One needs hands-on absorption into specific realities and the ability to navigate such realities towards specific objectives. This is exactly where the OUSL Career Fair comes into the lives of learners and teachers. By bringing the realities of the world outside into academic spaces, we intend to demonstrate our students the nature and the actual face of the trials and travails of the world of commerce. In this sense, the OUSL Career Fair is an initiative whose reverberations will continue to shape the realities of teachers, learners, and employers. A worthy initiative such as this would not have been possible due to some important people who I wish to thank at outset. Particularly, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our chief guest, Professor PMC Tilakaratna, the Vice Chancellor of the OUSL, whose presence has graced this occasion with wisdom and experience. It's also a pleasure to welcome Mr. Dilhansi Fernando, the CEO, Dilma Silonti, as our guest of honor, and Mr. Gayan Tilakaratna, Head of Human Resources, MJF Group, Dilma Silonti. Your insights and perspectives are invaluable, and we are honored to have you here today with us. I'm pleased to announce that we have 3 levels of sponsorships for this event. Our platinum sponsor, the MAS Holdings, has made the most significant contribution to this event. The gold sponsor, the CR British Academy, have also been helping us in providing attendees with a wealth of resources and opportunities to learn about the latest trends and jobs opportunities. Our silver sponsor, ACCA Sri Lanka, have provided valuable resources to have a well-rounded and informative event. Your support has been vital in ensuring that we can provide a platform for our students to connect with leading companies and explore exciting career opportunities. I would also like to acknowledge the partnerships that we have forged with various organizations, both in private and public sectors. These partnerships are essential in helping us to align our academic offerings with the need of industry, and we look forward to strengthening these ties in the years to come. To all the deans, directors, the heads of all the departments of the Open University, I would like to welcome and say a big thank you for your unwavering commitment to our institution's academic excellence. Your leadership and guidance have helped us to become one of the most respected universities in the region. A warm welcome to the Registrar and the Bursar of the OUSL for your valuable support and presence here today. Of course, I must also extend a warm welcome to the faculty representatives of the Career Guidance Unit, all the academic and non-academic staff members of the Open University of Sri Lanka who have come to support our students and participate in this event. We are grateful to have your continued support. Also, all the representatives of the companies present here, we appreciate your participation in this event. Your presence here today signifies your commitment to recruiting the best talents for your organizations. We hope that this event will help you find the right candidates for your organization and forge long-lasting relationships. Finally, to all the students, you are the stars of this event, and we are proud of your achievements. So your presence here today demonstrates your determination to succeed and make a difference in your journey. I urge all the students to make the most of this event, attend the talks, participate in the interviews, and network with the recruiters. Remember, this is your opportunity to showcase your skills and talents, so make the most of it. Once again, a warm welcome to all our guests, sponsors, and the partners. I hope you have a wonderful time at TalentLyft-2023 Career Fair. Thank you very much, and have a good day.
Thank you, Doctor, for your inspiring welcome address. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us now invite on stage a person who does not need an introduction and who is known among all of us for his wisdom and knowledge. He is highly passionate about uplifting the university to greater heights. We are indeed very fortunate to have him with us today as the chief guest of the inaugural session of TalentLyft Career Fair 2023. So, I would warmly invite the chief guest of this occasion, Professor PMC Tilakaratna, the Vice Chancellor of OUSL, to address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. Deans of the faculties, registrar, bursa, professors, and all senior academics, directors of the Open University of Sri Lanka, Mr. Dilshan Fernando, our guest of honor for today's event, and all other industry partners, distinguished invitees, our undergraduates, and graduates as well. I'm highly delighted and honored to address you in this morning due to a few reasons. The first thing is that with the able leadership of Dr. Shamila Dias, the Director, Career Guidance Unit of the Open University, of course, shoulders this task to organize by giving a tagline, Talent Fit, the career fair, again unfolding a new chapter of the Open University of Sri Lanka with Young Inventors Club and other groups of students. This is the day for undergraduates, not for us, where world is changing because we use the word of dynamic. World is changing day by day. Now, talent requirements, when I read some reports, you must also name a few. World Economic Forum report 2023, International Labour Organization report, then UNESCO, and our own country central bank reports may not be that 100% correct, but we need to read it to get an understanding. With these all reports, when I summarize, I found that jobs are available, but talent scarcity is there. When I speak about the talent scarcity, again, when myself browsing the internet, I found that, that's why I said that the employment opportunities or simply job market is changing day by day. And that's now again attached with the what is known as attitude of the whoever the employment seeker. Practical example. We just need to think about the statistics. Those who have rented buildings for hiring spaces for the employees. World Trade Center. Half of the World Trade Center evacuated, I mean the offices, because not layoff, but more and more human resources to accommodate to work virtually, online, flexible, work from home. But there are different shifts, 6 a.m. up to the 2 o'clock, work into the, let's say, some other countries, then again 2 o'clock to 10, then 10 o'clock to the 6 a.m. But it goes on changing. But students are, and the graduates are, now, of course, took the challenge and also highly paid. Through that, whatever today that we are discussing about, because it is a digitalized world, in the digitalized world, always we are looking for what? Artificial intelligence, and working with the, that all the digital platforms, ERP systems, all are there. I think that Mr. Dilshan Fernando, of course, will share with us how the, Dilma Teas, of course, penetrated the world tea market. What, innovations brought into that. So therefore, whatever, that employment, the opportunity, the creativity is there first, and that it converts to the innovation, where to win that world. What the, that employers are again seeking. I'm very humble enough to share my own experience. I passed out from the university in 1985, 5th of October. Prior to that, I applied for an employment opportunity. The first cohort of recruits to the Sampath Bank, management trainee. I got a telegram. At that time, no SMSs. And telegram, Saturday early in the morning at 7:30. Chairman was the Dr. N.U. Jayawardena, a former governor to the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. I was boarded in Colombo. So then I thought that, okay, now this is the first interview for the employment. I must wear, that my costume to suit with the, but I didn't get the tie. But, luckily I had the, in the boarding place, another room, 2 sales reps were there. I borrowed the tie from one of the sales reps. I wore and went up to the room, where it's a big room. N.U. Jayawardena and 2 board directors sat the corner, but in front, very, that nicely dressed girl, 2 girls came and asked the question, would you like to have your breakfast? In Sri Lankan culture, we need to say always no, because I didn't eat anything in the morning, even that bed tea, what is called today. So then I said yes, because I am always positive. I want to, now eat. That is my breakfast. Freely, that I roam around the table. I had enough, because I have 2 options. Either I will get the job opportunity, or that I will have a very good breakfast. 2 options. Then that I did freely my, this breakfast. Then the interview board or the panel observing the behavior. That's the first thing, behavior. Then because the girl wanted me to, that drink milk, I said, no, I am not, drinking milk. I want black tea. So all that, they are listening. Then once, that call for the interview, I went there. Then, that he asked, where are you from? I said that where I am coming from. And whatever that I have done within the, university, I had, some staff with me to prove what I have delivered. Then asked the religion. I do not know for what purpose, because I have attended the Catholic school, though I am a Buddhist. Asked the religion. I said I am a Buddhist by birth. And that's all. Thereafter, that only 7 selected. So I was one of that selectees. Just only the right attitude, and delivered whatever they have expected. And that's the employers are seeking. But today, it's changed now. Behavioral aspect should be there at the same time, because you see, I said virtually, now graduates are working. When virtually graduates are working, every month, say big companies here in WNS in the World Trade Center, IFS, to name a few, and a lot of that what is called business process outsourcing companies are operating in Colombo and elsewhere as well. Nugegoda also one is there. So where they are always seeking for the skills inventory. The second example. So the other university where I am coming from, of course my own university is the Open University of Sri Lanka, but where I am coming from is different. So therefore, had I that organized the career fair. This career fair, I invited again the Sampath Bank because my own that first birthplace for the employment. And then they said, no, we are not going to come to this university because all are troublemakers. We do not like to recruit your undergraduates. We have talent pool from the Royal, Anand, DS, and like that, that name went on. I said to the, that human resource manager, no, listen, this is different now. Our undergraduates are different now. We didn't brainwash them, but we have inculcated in their minds a different the way of working. You just come and do the first screening because the Sampath Bank, the interview procedure is very different. So the first screening with the CV, and second with the group interview, third is with the, again, case study. Fourth is psychometric test with the MBBS doctor. So then I said, I will provide our boardroom 20 CVs with 20 students selected, screened out before putting into your interview. You just try. Then that with my own, so number of times, that request, okay, we come and test. So came, did, out of that 20, they recruited, that 9. Out of what one is that 9 is, heading the Sampath Bank as a CEO. You see how that the, what is called perceived mind, we call it halo effect. I have challenge, but at the same time, student change attitudes. That is very important in case of a university. Then I'm very much eager to speak few words about OUSL. OUSL, because a lot of invitees are here. OUSL is the university where that we provide the higher education opportunities from certificate to the PhD on open and distance learning mode, where our graduates are highly talented. Due to one reason, I believe it, because I am also brought in that way. I learn myself than that following the traditional, what is called sometimes, that very boring lecture series. I didn't listen mostly when I was at the undergraduate level. I had a very good friend. He is Oswald. Now, that working to the central bank in Australia. He used to write, that refer to the books and very nicely preparing English notes. And in the afternoon and late evening, I used to discuss with him the similar to here, the same practice, all self-study material, and students are learning by heart, instilling everything in their minds. Then, when they are go to the employment market in the right way, they can deliver what the employer expects. If the graduate or the undergraduate cannot deliver the expectations of the employer, we are failed in our all that education processes and the efforts and the funds that we are investing to produce a graduate. So therefore, cross cultures are here. Again, different disciplines are here. Dr. Chamila, of course, spelled out all the that 6 faculties: natural sciences, humanities and social sciences, health sciences, management studies, educations, and natural sciences. And with all, I think it's a rare opportunity, even that we are again charging a course fee, which is that of course not in place in the conventional other universities. There is the state university governs under the University Grant Commission and the Ministry of Education, similar to the other 16 national universities, and the mode is different. So therefore, self-confidence is building from the day one. That is very important. As I said, the skill gaps to be high as in demand skills across jobs change now. In the next 5 years, the top skill groups which employees see as rising and prominence in the lead up to 2027 in the world include groups such as critical thinking and analysis as well as problem solving, and skills in self-management such as active learning. That is here. That's what I want to mention, active learning, not the passive learning. Passive learning is with the other conventional universities, because again spoon feeding, traditional lecture is there, physical attendance, listening, making notes, and see the that all the PowerPoints, all the presentations, and that absorb to the mind or not at the end of the semester examination, and they mostly 100% or that near the 100% pass rates are there. Then the resilience. Now it is a more appropriate word today's context, whether Sri Lanka achieved the resilience. So everyone is happy with the IMF loan, right? But in our that head, but I'm also thinking that generations to generation, so we are indebted to other countries, the IMF. So therefore, that is again what the Tudaro said, the vicious circle of poverty will never going to be ended. We are that poor and the poor. If we are that obtaining my home, if that I'm living by for our that consumption in my household, borrowing for money and consume, what will happen to my own residence and my own family? The same thing, if that all the undergraduates are thinking about the country, this is the message I need to give you with this talent lift career fair as well. Think about your university, your family members, your country. That will pave the way to win the world. Then stress tolerance and flexibility. That in the universities now, Peradini University is going to adapt recruitment interview after the UGC selection. There that engineering faculty, 4 students suicided, self-suicide. Within 1 year, 4 students, engineering. Recent incident is one of the girls from Kurunagal. Stress. Now stress and the that stress tolerance, whether the person is able to tolerate the stress, that is also important. Whatever that we are organizing, whatever the interviews are there, always we need to that work with the group, and again understand in each other the characteristics of the empathy to be trained in the minds and the hearts. So the future of the work has already arrived for a large majority of the online white-collar workforce. That's what I said. 84% of employees are set to rapidly digitized working processes, as I said earlier, including significant expansion of remote work with the potential to move 40%, 44% of their workforce to operate remotely. One of the Indian companies, just before 1 year, before 2 years, before the COVID, visited to recruit 450 graduates from our country. Irrespective of the disciplines, I need to give this message to our undergraduates. That's why I said this is a day for our undergraduates and the graduates. Then that they that requested me to just to provide list of universities and that potential students to come for the interview. But they said one message. That message said that okay, the candidates should speak English and also savvy with that IT. And also they wanted to again recruit again 20 or 25 Sinhala and Tamil speaking students as well to prepare advertisements mainly. Then that I wrote to some Sinhala departments in our country also. Then they wanted 450 to be recruited. You won't believe me. They have interviewed more than 600. They recruited only 28 in Sri Lanka. And the CEO came from the UK. She said, now I'm very sorry, this 28 we are bringing to the India. We are now going to Bangalore. We interview and so selected 28 we will invite to India. And thereafter, after 2 months time, again I received a phone call. I got a phone call from her saying that 450 recruited from India. You see the difference. And what I wanted to mention, even that CEO said that, of course, with another Sinhala person that had interviews, even our Sinhala first class graduates did not succeed to get an employment, how to prepare advertisement without cluttered that all within the advertisement the many words to give the what is called simple message to attract the attention of the reader. That's the that fact. She said that is called today exit interviews, and they did that exit interviews as well. That's what I'm expecting from all our distinguished invitees, the companies. Give them back, may be successful, may not be successful, whatever the the person that or the undergraduate or the graduate that you are interviewing today. So then exit interview, you need to give them feedback. This is our expectation. You need to sharpen your talents. These are the that skill inventories that we are expecting from you. That message will work with the heart and mind of our undergraduate again to look forward to train him or herself to achieve whatever the career aspirations in the future. That says again with what is called the balance expectancy theory given by one of the management theorists. This expectancy theory says that Victor Room's balance expectancy theory says that if you feel you are lack of some of the skills, then given the environment, you will always chase behind to achieve those that lacking talents or the that skills. Then that your behavior will get changed. You will achieve those talents. With these simple words, I wind up my speech. Thank you very much for the invitation, and I wish all the very best as we light this traditional oil lamp. Still, one stick is lighting, I want to see this, that effort, what we, commence today, will lit forever in this open university. Thank you very much.
The flame is lit forever. Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights. In 1988, a brand that's popular all over the world was born. Dilmah Tea. But did you know what Dilmah stands for? Dilhan and Malik. Please give a warm round of applause to our guest of honor, the Dil in Dilmah, the CEO of Dilmah Tea, Mr. Dilhan C. Fernando.
Good morning, everyone. And thank you, Professor, for that excellent introduction, because it echoes many of the themes that I want to share to distinguished members of the faculties and of the university, and our heroes for today, the undergraduates. Thank you for the invitation. 3 things I want to share with you, starting with a little example. My father, in 1950, coming from a small village near Negombo called Pallansena. Many of you will not know it because it is tiny, not a village, maybe a hamlet. With his SSC, his senior school certificate, had a dream of going into an industry. The industry was controlled at the time by the British. To protect their visas, the British did not permit Sri Lankans to taste tea. Apparently, we ate too much curry to be sensitive to tea. But my father persevered. And in 1950, he was permitted to travel to Mincing Lane in London to learn this art of tea tasting. While he was there, he saw Ceylon tea being taken, mixed with cheaper teas, and sold for a very big profit. And so he realized that Sri Lanka and our prized Ceylon tea were in danger, because Ceylon tea had acquired a very unique name as the world's finest tea. But then Ceylon tea was becoming a victim of its own success, because as Ceylon tea became more popular, the people who were selling Ceylon tea thought they should make more money. So you have a migration from people who are in the tea business for love, for passion, to people who are in the tea business for profit. My father was in the tea business for 2 things, for Sri Lanka and for his love. So he knew this was going to be difficult. Yet he persevered. He built the most profitable Sri Lankan-owned bulk tea business. At the time, all the tea businesses were owned by the British or by the agency house commission, agency houses, all owned in London or the US. He was the only Sri Lankan business. He came to a point where he was building a really successful, profitable business. It was called MJF Exports Limited. But at that point, he realized he had to do something more. In 1971, he bought the first tea bagging machine. Then he went to all his customers and he said, I can offer you Ceylon's finest tea, picked, perfected, packed, fresh at source, the reaction was a little different to what he expected. All closed the door and said, this is not your job, this is our job. You are supposed to grow tea, and you send it here in bulk, and we will pack. My father told them, the money, the margin is in adding value. It's in branding and packing. Surely you will want to do something good for the people of Sri Lanka and for the workers, because we do all the work. You only sit and send us an order, we ship it somewhere, and you take the profit. No, that didn't work. They closed the door, they kicked him out. Friends that he had for 20 years didn't want to talk to him again. His business crashed. Yet, in Sri Lanka, our tea industry was then nationalized. And after nearly 35 years, in September 1985, Dilma was born in Australia. It was a very difficult journey, but we don't have time to discuss that journey here. But Dilma was born as the only tea brand grown, picked, ethically made, offered directly to tea drinkers in Australia. It was the first time in the tea, coffee, cocoa industries that any grower had brought their produce to market. It was good for the consumer because fresh tea is richer in antioxidants, richer in flavor. It's a better product, but it's also better for our workers, better for our economy, because the money from the sale comes to Sri Lanka. My father then decided that he will share his profits, first with 18 workers and their families. Today, when we fast forward, Dilma is one of the top 10 tea brands in the world. Some say top 5. You can't be sure because the data is different because of currencies. But more important than that position, your position globally is not important. This is only for academic reasons or maybe for people with ego. But what is important is what Dilma achieves. In the marketplace, we are known as the innovator. What is our innovation? Our innovation is in the sun, in the rainfall, in the moisture, in the soils, in the art of tea making. Secondly, Dilma is known for the natural antioxidant goodness in our tea. That's because we stay true to the founding principles that my father set out at the beginning. We don't change, not for profit, not for anything. That's because our tea is packed fresh here in Sri Lanka. We have weathered nationalization. We have been through civil strife, domestic strife. We have been through conflict. We have been through economic crisis. We don't see a need to move because we are still on tea, grown, perfected, packed in Sri Lanka. But most importantly, my father made a pledge to share our earnings with the less fortunate. So a minimum 15% of our pre-tax earnings are used for the people of Sri Lanka because this was his promise. In the last 15 years, over 7 billion rupees for schools, hospitals, vocational training, environmental initiatives, climate change centers, 150 projects each year. The point I'm making here is not to boast about what we have done, but to explain Dilma is a Sri Lankan company. It's the idea and the vision of a Sri Lankan. Our resources, human resources, our product, our expertise are Sri Lankan. If you ever visit us one day, you will not see any expatriates in our business, except maybe suppliers who visit us to offer their product. But importantly, it illustrates many of the aspects that, Professor, that you mentioned. Attitude. When my father was rejected by his customers of bulk tea, when they closed the door in London, in Sydney, in New York, and said, don't offer us your bulk tea again, he said, I will succeed. I will achieve what I want because what I'm doing is right. His attitude was this. Secondly, he also looked at the long term and looked at the benefit of Sri Lanka because he knew that he can make money today selling bulk tea or selling other people's brands. When we started, we were packing tea for Tetley, for all the big brands in the world. And we made good money. But my father knew that the day will come when they kick us out and because they want to make more money. So one successful business he abandoned to build another. The second he abandoned to build a truly Sri Lankan brand. Now, Sri Lankan resources, Sri Lankan attitude, but importantly on creativity. You will read in books written by learned professors and academics, practitioners around the world. They will tell you many things about innovation. Let me tell you about Dilma's innovation. Of course, we have our laboratories, we have the framework, but the innovation comes from our people. It comes from the soil on Dunkeld Estate. It comes from the sunshine on Great Western Estate. It comes from the uniqueness of the field near the Alagolda division of Craighead Estate. It comes from nature. In Sri Lanka, wherever you walk, you will see plants from Ayurveda, good for immunity, protecting from diabetes. These are things we take for granted in our diet, in our kolakanda and so on. This is the richest treasury for innovation because what is the world looking for today? They are looking for health and wellness. Why? Because we just came out of a pandemic. People are afraid even to touch a podium because they are worried about bacteria. In Sri Lanka, in Ayurveda, in our culinary heritage, we have taste, we have goodness, we have immune boosting, health, wellness, protective benefits. We have everything. We have the seeds of innovation. We don't need to innovate the way that an American journalist or businessman tells us. We need to innovate the Sri Lankan way because in our history, we have all the innovation that we need for our future. And so, 3 things I wanted to share in conclusion. Firstly, it's the attitude. What you learn here is tremendous because you build a framework. But as our professor said, the rest is up to you. I must confess, I was educated overseas. I was at the London School of Economics. But when I came here, my father told me to throw away my certificate into some file and to learn about business the real way. It's exactly true. What I learned at the LSE was a framework. But what I learned here, going into our tea gardens, meeting and talking to our people, meeting Sri Lankan academics who told me about our history, told me about our environment, taught us about the treasure that we work with. And so attitude is important because when you take that knowledge, which many of us we take for granted, and when you understand that in that knowledge is the potential for us to innovate, and then when you match that with the second thing, always ask yourself, why? Why are you doing it? When you answer that question, ask yourself, so what? Who cares? You need to ask yourself this, because otherwise you could end up in a dream that has no relevance. Relevance is the second most important thing. So Ayurveda, yes, but can you go to a customer in Germany or in England and tell them, take the portions, take the oils. No, you can't. You need to understand why. What are you trying to do? Translate the natural Ayurvedic heritage, 3,000 years of holistic healing, the science of life, translate that into something that is relevant for our customer. Our customer wants convenience. How do you do it? I don't have the answer, but I can point you in the right direction, and the direction is here amongst each of you. But then, with the right attitude, with an understanding of the relevance, you need to understand, to study. And I'll tell you, when I entered the business and my father told me to start work in the proper way, I had no knowledge of tea tasting. People told me tea tasters are born, they're not learned. But after tasting thousands of cups of tea a day, after nearly 10 years of study, I learned tea tasting under many people. My father are tea tasters. So the next point is humility. Humility is a very important aspect of business success, because you need to be humble to be able to learn, to acquire knowledge. And with that, you have a possibility to innovate and to deliver the creativity that the Vice Chancellor spoke of. So, frame that also in the fact that today, Sri Lanka needs all of us. Dilma never left Sri Lanka when most of the tea industry ran to Africa for one reason. We are Sri Lankans. We have benefited from Sri Lanka. We will continue to benefit Sri Lanka. We will be here in good times and in bad times. But most importantly, Sri Lanka needs us. Sri Lanka doesn't need people to come and take our tea for 1,000 rupees and sell it for 1,200. Sri Lanka needs value addition. We have the finest tea in the world. We have the greatest variety in tea. We have the finest cashew. We have the finest cinnamon, scientifically proven. We have the finest cardamom, clove, black pepper. The list is endless. When you go around the world, we were just talking, that you see food, you see Indian restaurants in every capital city. Indian restaurants. Good food, probably. But look at our Sri Lankan food. We have taste, we have variety, but we have goodness. We have Ayurveda ingredients. This one is good for headache. This one is good for digestion. This is good for immune boosting. This is good for cognitive ability. There is really no end to the treasury of ideas, of innovation that we have in Sri Lanka. In conclusion, you are the future. Sri Lanka needs you, but most importantly, you also need Sri Lanka. I have people in our team who have gone 2 weeks ago. 2 months ago, I was in Dubai. We have a tea lounge in Dubai. And one of the staff, the sommeliers, is from Sri Lanka. And I said, how are you doing? Because he used to work with Dilma before in Sri Lanka. He wanted to go, so we said, okay, you can go there. He said, sir, I have to work for 16 to 18 hours. I have a room with 6 others. I have a very bad life. I have money, but I have to spend much more than I did in Sri Lanka. Remember, as you look to travel overseas, there is a value to family. There is a value to being in your own country. Here, you are a first-class citizen. Things are difficult, but as my father showed me, it is in difficult times that we need to dig deep within ourselves and find a solution. We survived insurrection. We survived crisis, economic crisis. We survived internal conflict. At one time in the 80s, there was a press announcement globally, cyanide in Ceylon tea. We survived it. We came through. And today, Dilma could not survive in any country other than Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka needs Dilma, Dilma needs Sri Lanka. But what is important also, as you grow in your mission, build your attitude. Last week, I was in Sydney. Many of our customers told us, oh, you know, your country is in trouble, but this is not our problem. We want you to drop your prices. We want you to give us more margin. And I said, look, we are making single-digit margin. You are making double-digit margin. They said, no, I'm sorry. I went to the press, and I know some of you might have seen, and many consider it to be a very foolish thing. But what is important is to stand for what you believe in. I told the media, we have the finest tea. We bring it from Sri Lanka. When we make $1, we share it with the workers. We build hospitals, we build schools. See what we do. We will not compromise. The buyer told us, go to China. You can reduce your cost by 2/3. They said, blend tea. But what our response was, we will never compromise because we believe that what we do is right. And so when I went to the media, we have hundreds of comments today. We have been carried in newspapers from Australia to the UK. Of course, we are criticized for doing that, but you must stand your ground. Sri Lanka is solid ground for all of us. It has the possibilities for innovation, for creativity. It only needs your knowledge, which you will acquire here, and your attitude. And that will help you to unlock the potential that is in each of you. Sri Lanka needs you. Thank you.
Dear undergraduates, you are the future. Sri Lanka needs you, and you also need Sri Lanka. Thank you, sir, for your insightful speech. So, ladies and gentlemen, now we are inviting another special person on this stage. So, representing our valuable sponsors, this invitation goes to Ms. Sandamari Ranasinghe, Deputy General Manager, Talent Acquisition of MAS Holdings, to address you all.
Good morning, everyone. Chief guest, Vice Chancellor, Professor Tilakaratna, guest of honor, Mr. Dilhan Fernando, Director of Career Guidance Unit, Dr. Dias, heads of faculties, lecturers, my fellow corporate partners, and my dear students. I was asked to say a few words here today as the university marks its first ever physical career fair. And on behalf of MAS and my fellow corporate partners here today, I would like to thank the university for letting us be a part of this very important day, and we are truly honored to be here with you today. When I see the hopeful faces of graduates, undergraduates here today, some of you may be looking for internships. Some of you may be looking to move into your first corporate role. I can't help but remember the days that I was in your place. Excited, nervous, sometimes not sure what I wanted to do. So don't worry, we all have been there. So if I could offer one piece of advice to you today, apart from the wealth of advices that Mr. Dilhan and Professor sort of shared with you earlier, As you meet the recruiters today from MAS or from the other corporates that are here today, as much as they interview you, I hope that you do take the time to ask them questions, not only about the career opportunities available, not only about the salaries offered, but most importantly, ask them questions about the values of the organization. Ask them questions about the purpose of the organization and see how well it aligns with your own career expectations and the values that you hold true as an individual. Being a part of a truly global, purpose-led organization such as MAS, I can't stress enough how much it makes a difference at the end of the day. So do ask those questions from the recruiters that you meet today before you make a decision in terms of the company that you join. So with that, I'm not going to take much of your time. I would like to wish all of you the very best and once again sincerely thank the university, Open University of Sri Lanka, for being a higher learning institute in its true sense, and the organizers of TalentLyft-2023 for organizing this wonderful event. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss, for that wonderful speech. And I thank Mr. Dilhan C. Fernando for gracing this occasion. Thank you, sir. Now it's time for some entertainment. Music speaks to the soul in ways nothing else can. And to speak to your soul, here's Madhava, Dilshan, Janit, and Sandaru from the Faculty of Natural Sciences and Engineering to speak to your soul.
තෝඩීරි අල්ලේ රේකා ඇඳලා හැඩ බලන්නට ආසයි මං ආසයි ලයිලා පැණි පෙරෙන ඉදියායේ කුමරියේ ලයිලා නිත දැතේ වෙලිලා ඇවිද යමු ලයිලා පැණි පෙරෙන ඉදියායේ කුමරියේ ලයිලා උරතලේ හිස හොවාපන් ආදරේ කියලා එන්න ආසයි ලයිලා පාර කියපන් ලයිලා ආදරේ මගේ ලයිලා ලස්සනයි නුඹලා මර තෝඩීරි අල්ලේ රේකා ඇඳලා හැඩ බලන්නට ආසයි මං ආසයි ලයිලා මර තෝඩීරි අල්ලේ රේකා ඇඳලා හැඩ බලන්නට ආසයි මං ආසයි ලයිලා. Thank you.
Thank you for that beautiful rendition.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to announce that the Career Guidance Unit, along with an enthusiastic group of students following the Bachelor of Software Engineering degree, has initiated an online job portal system to assist graduates of the university to find employability. And now, I would like to invite the chief guest of this occasion, Professor P.M.C. Tilakaratna, the Vice Chancellor of OUSL, and Dr. Chamila Dias, the Director of the Career Guidance Unit, to join with us in the official launching of the online job portal system. In the meantime, we humbly remind the dedicating team behind the development of this system. We have Sanut Neumin as the team lead, Medava Niranjan, Saranga Chamod as the developers, Avishka Kavindi Lanka as the content writer, and Dulshan Chamod as the flyer designer.
Dear Sir and Miss, please kindly remain on stage with us. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to launch a brand new e-magazine for TalentLyft 2023. This publication is the result of countless hours of hard work, passion, and dedication. So I'd like to invite once again Professor PMC Tilakaratna, the Vice Chancellor of the Open University of Sri Lanka, and Dr. Chamila Dias to do the honors of launching the magazine. Thank you, sir, and thank you, miss. Now, leading up to the career fair today, a series of workshops were conducted for TalentLyft 2023. These workshops allowed participants to hone their skills and gain valuable insights within the corporate sector. 3 exceptional individuals were chosen as winners, standing out from a talented crowd. Additionally, to improve the public speaking abilities of the OUSL students, the Open University of Sri Lanka Toastmasters Club organized the speech competition, Own Your Voice 2022, in December last year. Confidence and public speaking skills is vital in today's corporate society. So now, to recognize these winners, we kindly invite once again the Vice Chancellor of the Open University of Sri Lanka, Professor PMC Tilakaratna, on stage to do the honors of handing out these awards. And without further ado, the TalentLyft 2023 Best Leader Award goes to Miss Nazifa Karipa. Miss MRASS Harshani. Mrs. HADM Pereira. And now for the winners of Own Your Voice 2022, the public speaking competition organized by the OUSL Toastmasters Club. In third place, from the Department of Zoology, Miss Pushpanathan Rukshalya. In second place, from the Department of Legal Studies, Ms. Mohammad Falil Fatima Sahira. And now for the first place winner of Own Your Voice 2022, organized by the Toastmasters Club of the Open University of Sri Lanka. In first place, representing the Department of Language Studies, Miss Ashmini Kaurarathan. Thank you, dear sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, someone has rightly said, gratitude springs from a heart brimming with feelings of thanksgiving and gratifies both the receiver and the giver. Yes, before concluding this remarkable occasion, we owe a word of gratitude to all the amazing people who have worked hard to make this day a success. So, without further ado, let me call upon Ms. Minuri Peyatma, the Secretary of the Young Inventors Club of OUSL, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you. Respected and most distinguished chief guest of the day, Professor P.M.C. Tilakaratne, the Vice Chancellor of the Open University of Sri Lanka. Respected guest of honor, Mr. Dilhan Fernando, CEO, Dilma Silonti Company. Our beloved academic staff members, honorable professors, invitees, and my dear friends. It seems to be a great honor to propose the vote of thanks to all who have helped us in making the TalentLyft 2023 a very resounding success. First of all, I would like to give my heartiest gratitude to our chief guest, Professor P.M.C. Tilakaratne, the Vice Chancellor of the OUSL, for gracing today's event. Thank you very much, sir, for your every thought-provoking and correct guidance given to us. Further, I would like to thank our guest of honor, Mr. Dilhan Fernando, CEO, Dilma Silonti Company. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us today. And we are also grateful to the entire sponsoring organizations, especially MAS Holdings, CR British Academy, and ACC Company. So thank you for your generous financial support. Then my heartiest gratitude goes to the Director of the Career Guidance Unit, our beloved Dr. SNCM Dias for her guidance and moral support. And I'm happy to express a vote of thanks to all the staff members of the Career Guidance Unit for making this event a grand success through their motivation and dedication. And also, I would like to thank Deans of the all faculties, Director of the ILC, Director of the Public Information Division, Directors of the CRC, Director of the SETME and the staff, all the staff members of the library, all the staff members of the Maintenance Division, OUSL Press, and the CGO faculty representatives. And also, I would like to say thank you to all the knowledge person who shared their knowledge and time with us during series of workshops conducted. So thank you very much for Nawala Manufacturing Limited Company, AIA Insurance Company, Dilma Tea Company, and Unilever Sri Lanka. And also my special thank goes to Mr. Lal Madhavatthagedara, Senior Lecturer, Department of Language Studies, Dr. Mr. Ruan Gunaratna, Senior Lecturer, Faculty of Engineering. So thank you very much, sir. We are so grateful for your support given us. And I also extend my thanks to all the staff members of the University of Sri Lanka, Open University of Sri Lanka for their fullest cooperation. My special thanks goes to organizing committee members and these members of the YIC, Young Inventors Club. So you were the backbone of this greatest event. So thank you very much for your hardest dedication and involvement to take the completion of the work beyond your comfort zone. So I would like to also thank the volunteers who ran around doing a lot of things. So thank you very much. Finally, my heartiest gratitude depth for all our participants for this event. It's your ability that make this day a very memorable one. Thank you very much. So once again, I want to state that we are grateful to all of you for being with us today. It has been a great pleasure and thank you very much.
Thank you, Miniri, for that rich speech. Now, we've come to the end of this wonderful inauguration ceremony of TalentLyft-2023. This event would not be complete without highlighting the plethora of benefits a career fair offers to potential graduates and undergraduates. This is the perfect place to network with people in your desired industry. Moreover, it offers a chance for you, my dear students, to talk with employers about what makes an ideal employee and even introduce you to alternate career paths that they might not have previously. Also, as our very own Vice Chancellor mentioned, I hope you, my dear representatives from the corporate sector, see the caliber of the Open University students here today.
Yes, with that, we have reached the culmination of the inaugural session of TalentLyft Career Fair 2023 of the Open University of Sri Lanka. No worries. So this also means that next, the stalls of the career fair will be open for all our aspiring job hunters. So, dear undergraduates, if you are looking for an opportunity to invest in your future, be prepared to get a head start to your desired career path. So, may this start you will be taking all today be the start of a very wonderful journey.
Thank you, everyone, for gracing this occasion.